Welcome to the Tried Call on August 20th, 2015. Today we have Kim Brower, who's going to be hosting the call. And I'm going to turn the time over to her.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kim Brower. I'm just going to start off by introducing myself. This is me and my family. I have a little baby. He's not that little anymore. He's actually a year now. So that was actually taken when he was only like a month old.
Okay, sorry, Kim. We can't see this. We can't see your PowerPoint or whatever.
Oh, you can't?
All I see, and maybe everyone else can agree, is your Windows screen, like your internet.
Okay.
No PowerPoint.
Let's see here.
Do you see it on your screen?
Okay, can you see that?
There we go. Now we do.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. So that, like I was saying, that little baby is not that little anymore. I enjoy playing tennis. That is my favorite sport. As you can see, I played all through high school. I played softball for 7 years. I love swimming, rock climbing, snowboarding, spending time with my family. Okay, so I'm going to start off by sharing my story a little bit, and there will be a point later, I promise. Okay, so all my life, I grew up playing sports. I was a cheerleader, I was in tumbling. PE and weights were both my favorite classes in middle school and high school. I stayed pretty fit, but I was never at the weight I wanted to be. I couldn't seem to get down to the weight that I wanted. This is really like, I hate sharing numbers, but I feel like I need to share this. So all through high school, I was in the 160s and I wanted to be 140. That was my goal weight. That's always been my goal weight, is 135, 140. In that tennis picture, right there, I think I weighed like 160 something. But I was always trying to get down to that 135, 140 mark, and I just couldn't seem to get there ever. The summer after I graduated high school, I went running every morning. I had borrowed Insanity from somebody, and me and a friend had done it for a few weeks, and I had lost a couple pounds, but I still wasn't losing what I wanted to lose. And it was just really hard for me, because I was like, why? I'm exercising and I'm not losing the weight that I want. And as soon as I would stop working out, I would just gain back that weight fairly quickly, and I could never ever get past or below like 160. I got married less than a year after I graduated high school, which is pretty young, but it was right. And I don't know if this is TMI, but I was actually on birth control, and that had made me gain about 15 pounds. And I then started going to school full-time at Paul Mitchell. And from there, I just, like, I was going from 9 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. And I had time to work out, but when I got home, then I would make dinner for my husband and clean up and things like that. And then shortly after I started school, I ended up getting pregnant, and then I was way too tired to go work out. It's just excuses, but those were my excuses, and they seemed like pretty good ones to me back then. So before I even got pregnant, I had gained another like 10, 15 pounds. And then after I was pregnant and going to school full time, that was just really hard on me. And that I was always the person who said that I was going to exercise during my whole pregnancy, and that I thought it was going to be easy going or getting back into exercising as soon as I could get the go after I had my baby. But that just wasn't the case for me. I didn't even exercise at all during my pregnancy. And it wasn't until I was like 41 weeks pregnant, I was a week overdue, that I was like, all right, let's go play tennis. Let's go play Frisbee. I got to get this baby out. That was really the only time that I would exercise. During my pregnancy, during my third trimester, I was actually going to school from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. because I was trying to get done so that I wouldn't have to go back as long after I had my baby. And during those long, long days, I was drinking like a Dr. Pepper every single day to keep me awake. And that, for one, that's bad for your body, but for two, that's bad for your body and your baby that you have in your tummy. And so during my pregnancy, I had gained like 40 pounds on top of the extra like 25 pounds I'd gained before. So I was sitting at, I always told myself too that I was never going to go over 200 pounds ever, even during pregnancy. Yeah, I went over 200 pounds, and I was at 220 at 41 weeks pregnant. And that to me, like, that's a lot of weight. But after I had my baby, here, let me go to the next slide real quick. Okay, so here's pregnancy pictures that I can show you right here. So the top left of those 4 pictures is 13 weeks, 26 weeks, or 31 weeks, and then 41 weeks. And then after I was done, or after I had my baby, I had lost, obviously you lose some after you have your baby, and I had lost like 23 pounds, something like that. So I was then at like 197. And after a couple months, I gained back like 13 to 15 pounds, and I was sitting at 213. And that top left picture, that was me December 2014. And I had never really taken pictures of my body before, like my full body. I would always just take face pictures. And when I saw this picture, I was like, oh my gosh, I seriously, like, I didn't even realize, I know I look at myself in the mirror every day, but I did not realize, and to you, it might not look as bad as it is to me because we are all our own worst critic, but my husband's standing behind me, and I am clearly, like, I feel like I'm clearly, like, way bigger than him. And that was a turning point for me. And I was like, wow, why did I let myself do that? Why, like, what's going on? And so in January, I had set some goals. I said, okay, I want to be at this weight by this time. And I just didn't know how to do that because, for one, like, I felt like we couldn't even afford a gym membership. And it would be hard for me to go to the gym because I had Brayton, my little boy. And I had come across Brittany, my I came across her free group post. I didn't know her at all before, but I came across it in a buy, sell, and trade page. And I was like, okay. And I was a little skeptical at first. And so I was like, I'll join. And then when she sent me the email to register, I was like, oh, is this a scam? And so I was like, if it asks for any card information, I'm not going to do it because I don't want it to be a scam, and I don't want to end up getting charged later for something that I initially thought was free. So I started to register, and I was like, okay, this is good. And it didn't ask me any card information. So I was like, all right, this is awesome. There's no way to charge me. It's not a scam. She's really doing this for free. And so I did her challenge group, and I was actually enjoying it a lot. And it was only it was just a few exercises daily, but it had seemed to really, I was getting motivation from it. And then Brittany had talked to me about a challenge pack, which is obviously Shakeology and a workout program. She talked to me about PiYo and 21 Day Fix. And I was like, no, I need to learn more about portion control. And I was a little skeptical about the price too. And it took me and my husband a couple weeks discussing it, but I had a supportive husband because he knew how much I wanted and needed this. And so we found a way. We budgeted in our savings, or in our money. We were living paycheck to paycheck. And so we managed to be able to get it. And I honestly, like, I feel like if I would have said no to the challenge pack and just said yes to 21 Day Fix, I wouldn't have lost the weight that I have, because I wouldn't have had Shakeology. Shakeology, seriously, it's a huge part of nutrition. Now I kind of want to go back to why. Why did I tell you my story? What was lacking? What was lacking in my story? Why couldn't I lose the weight? I was always fit, but why wasn't I never toned, and why could I never get to my goal weight? And bringing that back is nutrition. And I didn't realize that until I purchased my challenge pack, that 30% is the gym and 70% is diet. I love this quote, and it's actually on my fridge as part of my accountability picture, but get fit in the gym, lose weight in the kitchen. And honestly, like, I feel like that is totally 100% correct. As soon as I started eating correctly and exercising, that's when the weight started to just fall off of me. And in the first round of 21 Day Fix with Shakeology, I was drinking that every single day. I had lost like 17 pounds. And I've gone through some rough patches where I'm like, oh, I'll exercise because I would rather exercise than eat healthy, to be honest. But then I just don't really I don't use what I've learned in the kitchen. And I'll exercise, but I won't eat right, or I won't drink my Shakeology just because I'll forget or something. I don't know. I have to write everything down. And I don't lose weight when I do that. I just sit at the same weight. Yeah, I can, I'll feel better after I exercise, but I still, I don't shed the weight. It just stays there. I don't gain any, but I just don't lose any either. So with that being said, I feel like Shakeology and the whole nutrition portion part is, in my personal opinion, I feel like that is 70% of my nutrition. Like, if I drink my Shakeology, then I know that I've gotten what I need in nutrition for that day. No, I don't just sit there and say, oh, well, I've had my Shakeology, so I can have whatever I want now. That's not how it works. Eating healthy along with drinking Shakeology is something that is definitely made a difference. Okay. So posting about Shakeology, how do we make it, how do we make our posts catchy? These are some of my Shakeology posts, and I use the app Studio C or Studio. I can't remember what it's called exactly. It's either Studio or Studio C, and that's where I go and I make my photos kind of eye-catching. When people see you just post about like just you and your Shakeology cup, they're going to keep scrolling. They're just going to be like, oh, she's posting about that again. So these are some things that I've done with making mine eye-catching. The one on the top right, I actually did for a boost up contest on Instagram, but it was kind of like the most clever Shakeology picture kind of thing and what you love about yourself. And so I just slapped a quote on there and then described what I loved about myself in my description. And when you do that, when you put words on your picture, people will read that and then they'll be like, oh, I want to read what she says in her actual thing. Like, how does this tie in kind of thing? And so that kind of helps make it catchy. Now, right now, I want you guys to make a list of how Shakeology makes you feel. How drinking Shakeology makes you feel. So, like, for an example, I feel a difference in my energy, in my confidence. My posture is better. It helps me so I don't feel bloated. There's so many things that Shakeology helps me with and helps me feel better about. So how do you feel from drinking Shakeology? How does it make you feel? When you think of those things and when you write them down, bam, there's some things that you can post with your Shakeology pictures right there. People want to see how it helps you. They don't want to just see, oh, Shakeology is good for this, it's good for this, it's good for this, which is good too, but they want to see how it's helping you out, because that's who's posting it, is you. You're the one who's trying to sell it. They want to see you. So we're taught all the time, be proof of the product. So that's why I want you to write down these things. What, for your audience, what would make them interested in Shakeology? That's another thing to think about when you're posting. Okay, so next thing, price. Okay, my next slide didn't show up for some reason. Can you guys see this still? Can you see if I go to the, oh, there we go. Can you see that? Can someone unmute themselves and say if they can see?
We can see what you're doing.
Okay, so you can see like the Shakeology and the Big Mac and stuff like that?
No.
No. Okay. Let's see. Can you see that now?
No.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. This one, I must have forgot to add that in the slide, but I meant to add it. Okay, so price is a huge thing, and people always get turned away because of the price. It's important to bring up the fact that it's worth the investment. Why is it worth it? It's worth it because of how healthy it is. It's a super food dense nutrition. These are some of the things these are some pictures that I really liked. The comparing with a mocha and a Big Mac. How many people go get coffee or Starbucks every single day? How many people go get a Big Mac meal from McDonald's every single day? There are so many people who eat out constantly. And if they were to cut out that and replace it with Shakeology, they would actually be saving money. I think what scares people away is that you pay for it all at once. It's not little by little. But I've said this before in one of my posts, which you can totally use too, if you'd like. What I say is, if Shakeology were to come in, like, if you could get that at McDonald's for $4 a meal, or for $4, and you were to get that going through the drive-through, how many of you would choose Shakeology over like a Big Mac or over coffee or anything? And how often would you buy it? Would you buy it every day like you would coffee? And I honestly think yes. People would, because of how nutritious it is and how it gives you that energy, but it's a lot better for your body. So that's another way to kind of think about things, to change your perspective on, oh, that's a lot of money, or to change that from a lot of money to, oh, this is super important for my health. I need to invest in this. That makes a huge difference. If you can kind of switch that in the people you're talking to, if you can kind of switch that in their brain a little bit on how to think about Shakeology. When people say, well, Shakeology is too expensive, and I have other Shakeology or other protein shakes that they would rather use that are what, $20 from the store, $50 from the store, how would you respond to that? Would you just say, okay, see you later, bye, sorry for asking? Or would you say, oh, that's cool, do you mind me asking what's in your protein shake? And kind of asking questions about that protein shake that they're using. And then so that you show interest in their life. Ask them how it makes them feel. Ask them how they like the taste. Ask them if it's a meal replacing shake or if it's just a protein shake. There's multiple questions you can ask them about their other protein shakes that they're drinking. Then you can come back with something saying like, oh, well, that sounds like that sounds like a good protein shake, but I think you might be misunderstanding Shakeology. Some people think it's a protein shake, but it's actually not just a protein shake. It comes with all these ingredients. They're superfoods from around the world. It's super dense in nutrition. There's no artificial flavors or sweeteners, just things like that. Don't vomit the information. And then you can always ask, are you interested in hearing more about it? You can kind of have your conversations go that way. So the bottom photo is, I love how it says possibly the world's greatest value in nutrition. There are so many ingredients, so many healthy ingredients in Shakeology. And if you were to put it in one scoop or to buy all the products by themselves, one scoop would be worth, how do I word this? If you weren't to buy the bag of Shakeology, but were to buy all the ingredients, it would be worth $41 per scoop that you could get for really $4 a scoop. So to think of it that way, you're like, wow, okay, my perspective changes a little bit on the price. And I think that's important to share with your clients or with the people you're trying to hook on Shakeology. Okay, I am going to share a video with you guys. Let me find that. Okay, can you see this? Yeah?
And you. Have a gorgeous day. Good morning.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good. Whoa, yeah. Find everything all right?
I did.
Yeah, look at you. Are you the healthy girl?
Well, I try.
Camel, all great antioxidant, loaded in vitamin C. Ooh, you got the maca powder, awesome for energy, and the libido. And reishi, awesome for the immune system. The akan powder, great for digestion and weight loss. Not that you need it. And Shisandra, hello. Dated a girl by that name once. Anyway, ashwagandha. I just love saying that. Powerful adaptogen. Goji berry helps fight free radicals. Lohan gal, perfect superfood. Konjac keeps you feeling full. Moringa, amazing superfood and great for weight loss. Flaxseed, good for my fabulous hair and skin. Well, there you go. A world of healthy ingredients right there.
Thanks.
Come here. Do you want me to put all of this in one bag to give you the all-in-one discount, as usual?
Yeah.
Couple strawberry, greenberry, or chocolate.
Vegan chocolate, please.
There you go. Boom! All those healthy ingredients right here in this one special bag.
Healthiest meal of the day. I love it.
That it is, my dear. That it is.
Thanks.
Put back on register 3. Again. Hey, man. Oh, fatty fat chips. Nice. Cheese puffs. Awesome. Really? What is this, the 70s? Do you even care about you and your family? I mean, do you have any... Oh, sugar O's. I'm sure that'll kill you in about a half an hour. Nice.
You could spend over $700 on supplements to recreate Shakeology, or for only around $4 a serving, you could get it all in one bag. Shakeology, an outrageously good value in potent daily nutrition that helps increase your energy, improve digestion, reduce junk food cravings, and lose weight the healthy way. That's why we call it the healthiest meal of the day. Try a month with a full 30-day bottom-of-the-bag money-back guarantee on all 4 delicious flavors: chocolate, vegan chocolate, greenberry, or vegan tropical strawberry. Go to Shakeology.com or talk to a Team Beachbody coach and get the healthiest meal of the day today.
Okay, so I just think that Tony Horton's videos are the funniest things. I don't know. I laugh so hard on every single one of his videos. If you guys were at Super Saturday, this last one in July, he had a new one with, didn't he have a new one with the boosts too? And anyways, I just was laughing the whole time. But everything that he was saying was so true. Seeing this video really helps change your perspective on the price. If any of you watched or listened to the National Wake Up Call this last Monday, that is a great one to listen to. It was, now I can't even think of his name, but the creator of Shakeology, he was the one who was on the call, and he was just saying the importance of Shakeology, and he was pretty much talking about how to basically come back with things to your clients, like how he's trying to talk to you about if they had a different protein shake or whatever, how to have a comeback with that for Shakeology. So if you did listen to it but didn't take notes, I would recommend going back and taking notes on that. And that's just a good one to listen to over and over and over again, because that way we can become even more familiar with Shakeology. That also talked about the boosts too. And so if you want to get familiar with the boosts as well, that was a really good national wake up call. And you can replay them on podcasts and things like that. So with that being said, does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself.
It's not necessarily, well, it's a question for you personally. Like your story about how you weren't losing weight just with workouts alone. Do you share that? Do you share that in messaging, and do you share it in your public posts?
I haven't yet. And this was a really good call for me to do, because when I was going back and thinking about all those things, that's where it really came down to, was that it was because I wasn't eating right. And the Shakeology definitely helps with the weight loss. I honestly, that was something that I didn't really think about before. And so this was a great call for me because now I do know. And so now I know that I can share that with other people because I've thought about it now.
Good.
So. How do I get back to everybody else's, like to everybody's faces?
Well, press escape and then stop sharing.
Oh, no. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Wow, there's a lot more people on than when we first started. Did you stop recording?
I can. If anyone doesn't, or if nobody has questions, I'll stop recording.